All righty. All right. Hello. Happy Tuesday. I am living proof that you can do this business anywhere. I am a passenger. I'm not driving. He's driving. I would show you, but this thing is rigmarole onto our window with a little suction cup. Um, but we are driving from Washington. If you know my Carson, my youngest son is pro motocross racer, so we travel all over the world. And this business has totally helped us live that life and help him fulfill his dream. I'm super excited for the two that are sharing today. I don't know Abby as well as I know Joanna, but they have an amazing story, both of them. And here's the deal with our Tuesday Zooms. One, you get to know the speakers. Two, you get to know what are they doing. So take notes. I always take notes. I love learning from other leaders. I love hearing things that either one, I didn't know before. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. Or two, oh, yeah, I remember that, but I haven't been implementing it. I'm going to start doing that now. So, with that, we're going to jump right on over to Joanna. Uh, Joanna, will you just kind of share with us your experience? And then kind of let's get started into what are you doing? What's working?
Hi, yes. Good morning, everyone. Let's see. My lighting is kind of weird. Hold on. Let me open the shades really quick. Oh, Abby is on. Okay, Abby is
Okay,
on.
awesome. I'm going to make Abby a co host while you open your shades. I mean, I think you look gorgeous and your lighting is fine. All right, Abby, I've officially made you a co host and
Perfect.
we'll. Awesome. Okay, yeah. So just y'all make sure that you're muted. I'm going to for some reason, I cannot set the muting I can. Okay. Mm, Okay, there we go. All right. Joanna, are you back? I can't tell. Oh, you're muted. I just muted everybody, so now you just have to unmute yourself.
No worries. Hi, good morning again. Okay, so I'm kind of a zombie right now because I did work night shift last night. For those of you who don't know me, I am a night shift nurse in the ER, and I got off of work at 7:30 this morning. So I was able to sneak in about an hour nap, and here I am with you guys this morning, and I'm excited to be here and share with you guys, share some golden nuggets of what I'm doing, what Abby is doing, what our team is doing, just so you guys can implement it into your business too. So yeah, I know Amber, you wanted to go back and forth, but what did you want to ask?
Hey, so let's just talk about really quick when you first got started. You came in hot and heavy. So, like, tell us. I know we've had you on before, join us. So, for you, tell us what you did, kind of getting started. What Abby, when we go hop over to you, share kind of your story getting started because I don't know that we've really dived into that and not everybody's got to meet you. So,
Okay,
Joanna,
perfect.
kind of just share with us how you got started, what
Mhm.
you're doing, and then like what you were doing then, and then we can talk after Abby about what you're doing now.
Okay, sounds good. So I started thriving back in 2023. I was a skeptic to begin with. I purchased my first detox box in December of 2022. But before that, I made my account in May of 2022, but I didn't place my order until later on that year because I was not ready yet. I thought I was, but I actually wasn't. But eventually, I did start my detox, fell in love with it, and I got on the 3 steps. My sponsor is somebody that I didn't know personally. It was someone that was like a mutual friend that I just started following. I loved seeing her content. Every day she would post, she was so consistent. And she was the reason why I said yes to Thrive because of her consistency. Next thing I knew was her 2 year Thriversary. Her name is Ruby. And next thing I knew was her 2 year Thriversary. And I thought to myself, okay, if what she's doing for almost 2 years is working, then I want to get on that too. So that's exactly why I bought my detox, I got my 3 steps. And when I first started promoting, that's how I was taught. Get people on detox first, just so they can cleanse their body. And then from there, get them on the 3 steps. And from there, it just worked wonders. Like we were just focused on just getting people on Thrive all the time. But even before I got turned on with the business side of it, I loved Thrive. I was a product of the product, but I did kind of fall off in April of that year of 2023. I kind of fell off. Life just kind of happened. If you guys know my story, you guys know that I was working 3 jobs as a nurse, just juggling everything, and it was getting overwhelming that I thought I didn't need Thrive. I went back to drinking coffee. I was not consistent with my 3 steps. And so I kind of fell off, right? But at the same time, my friend Abby was watching me. She saw that I was posting online and, she's like, "What are you on?" And honestly, I was kind of shy to share Thrive with her. The first day that I tried to sample, I actually had brunch with her and I was hiding my sticker from her. And then next thing I know, she's like, "Why didn't you share it with me?" And I was like, honestly, I was afraid to. And I'm sure you guys can resonate as well. Like, I was afraid to share something that was of the unknown. It was my first day on the product. And even though I felt great, like, I just still wasn't sure. I was still skeptical about it. So I didn't really want to share it. But I did share on my stories, and that's what kind of intrigued her. So she was like, "What is this detox that you're on?" And sure thing with Abby. She got on detox. I connected her with Ruby. And then from there, Ruby and Abby just built this friendship that was that was built because of Thrive as well. Like, I met Ruby, like mutual friends online, whatever, and then Thrive is what brought us together. From that friendship, she was able to meet Abby. She grew a friendship. It was literally network marketing, like what we do, you guys. Like we network, right? That's what we are in the business, and it's just the word of mouth. So with Abby and Ruby, they built their friendship. And Ruby is actually who we call on our team our Thrive Queen. She loves detox like so much. Like from all the people I know, she loves detox and she has it to the bone. Like we have our own set menus, food items. And then from there, it just kind of trickled. Like Jen Fernandez is actually on this call right now. We call her our detox princess because this detox, I'm kidding, I'm not kidding, like you guys, this is what sold and got our business going. Like this detox, like you can eat on it. Like we've tried so many different things from the juices to like all these different things, but ultimately our number one thing to get was to get people on Thrive. And either they're going to detox first or just go to 3 steps, but we're like, nope, go to detox first because we want you to have the best experience. Yes, it took a little bit longer, but those built foundations is what built our team today. And fast forward to the business, like once people started feeling the products for themselves, seeing that detox works, they lost the weight that they couldn't even shed by exercise, diet, whatever. That's where their belief was set. And that's why they wanted to get on board with us and start promoting. And it's crazy that we're talking about detox right now because I'm actually doing a detox right now as well. And, it's just like thinking back to the foundation of it. Detox is our foundation of our team, I want to say. Like that's where it all started. And it just blew up from there. From there, like I said, once we got people thriving with us on the products, they just automatically wanted to share and become promoters with us as well. That a lot of us, I want to say, like, when I started, I didn't even think about the income. When I was asked during my welcome call, how much money do you want to make? I was like, I don't know, like maybe 200, $500. And I did not know that these Lavelle girls were making like 6 figures. And I remember asking Angela one time, "Can you really make 6 figures in this business?" And she kind of just chuckled at me and was like, "Yes, you can." And I was like, "Okay, how?" And then she was like, "Okay, let me tell you how much I make." Like compliantly, we're not really supposed to talk about income because of, you know, it depends on how we work our business. But that did turn me on, I will say. Right when I got off the phone with Angela, I called Abby and I was like, "Abby, these girls are really making 6 figures here." She's like, "No way. How? How do we do it?" And just those little questions, those simple questions that we asked our leader and mentor just turned us on and about it. We go to brunches. We met Angela for the first time on brunch and she was like, "You guys have qualifying cars, da 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 da." Da." And she just planted seeds. And that's what we've been doing, just planting seeds, being excited about it and just sharing the products because truly they really work. So I'll pass this on to Abby so she can share and then we'll just kind of go from there of what we're doing next or currently.
Hi guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Okay. Sorry, I had to switch to my work computer because my phone internet was choppy. But hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. My name is Abby Eckel. I have been a pediatrics nurse for 18 years now. I started Thriving in May of 2023 and actively promoting in August. So 3 months after that. My story with Thrive is that I am a mom of three, a full-time nurse, and my income is only one income because my oldest son has a kidney transplant and it just works better for our family to keep my husband at home. So, in addition to the income factor, I really was sluggish. I was tired. I was at work. I still work full time, but I was always known as Miss. Is it Miss? Is it coffee o'clock yet? 3 times a day, and I knew it was getting bad when I was asking my coworkers if they wanted coffee at like 5, 6 p.m. because I knew that I needed the energy to come home to my kids and still be a present mom. So, and I was trying to do all the things, working out, eating healthy, but something was just missing. So at that time, like in my late 30s, I realized like my metabolism is not the same. I'm not losing the baby fat from breastfeeding anymore. And I'm just tired and sluggish and moody. So despite trying to work out and eat healthy, I knew that I needed a change. And I actually heard about Thrive before I saw Joanna post about it from like some random person online. I reached out to her. And so what they say is when the person is ready, they're ready. Like you don't need to do much persuading because that person knows that they need something else. They're looking for something else. So I reached out to that person and I was super excited and I shared with one of my good friends, Karina, and I was like, let's just do this. You know, what do we do? We share with our friends, right? So, but then the question I asked that kind of stopped me was, well, what happens when you stop, right? So, and then I kind of just was like, well, I'll try dieting and working out and see if that will help me. So then a few months after that, I saw someone that I knew, liked, and trusted, which is Joanna, and it was just one post. She just shared her detox box. And still, I was still sluggish. I was still tired. I knew I needed a change. And the rest is history. I just asked her what it was. She gave me the details. As she mentioned, Ruby helped me so much since day one, total. And how she took care of me is how tried to take care of my people. And she walked me through from day one every single day, every single step. And she was just super excited for me. Um, so that's how I got started. I went cold turkey off coffee. I was sitting on my couch staring at my Nespresso on detox, like, how am I going to do this for 10 days? But after those, and Joanna was still like, I think she might have been on her kind of break at the time, but she gave me the proper instructions, like told me I could not have coffee. But I was determined to feel better. And so I just followed the instructions and I felt really good after the 10 days. Ruby walked me through the 3 steps. At that point, I was like, I'll try anything. I'm open to trying anything because, like Joanna was someone I knew, liked, and trusted. And Joanna was like, and then Ruby was leading me with her heart and she truly cared about my experience. So it just, it was over from there. I just wanted to try anything and everything. I lost the last 10 pounds of stubborn baby weight. And not only that, but I started to feel good inside and out. And so when you feel good, people notice that. And I got turned on to the business because Ruby never pushed me about the business. I had to ask her. And Joanna and I, we've been in network marketing businesses together in the past where it wasn't like heart led, so you could tell if somebody just looks at you like a sale. And I've always been interested in network marketing, but I just never found the product that lined up with that possibility to make the income. So being a nurse, my son having his kidney transplant, health and wellness has just always been a passion of mine. And if I could truly share something that genuinely works for me and that I am obsessed with, just like we share makeup, links to Amazon, anything like that. And like how Joanna mentioned, when we heard the possibility of like how much you can make in this business, everything just lined up and then we just took off from there. So in regards to sharing, we owe a lot to our upline, especially Angela, Ruby, Goody, Verge, all of our mentors. If you don't have, you could have the hustle, but if you don't have the heart, you're not going to go far. You honestly need to care about your people. And if they start off on their 3 steps, it's not just like, yes, I got my one for the month. No, like I treat it like a baby. So like if they're on the sample, like that first week is critical. Like with how Ruby did with me, you have that small window to make sure that they are in love with their experience. And if they are not happy, whether it be, oh, that's too much caffeine, or the patch is too strong, or I need more energy, I need more mood, then I took that in the beginning, especially as an investment in my business. And I'll give you another set of 3 days. Okay, you want to try another patch? Let's do that. Maybe you need to detox first. There are so many different ways to tweak it, and don't give up. Like there's a way to not give up, but to not be pushy also, because people can feel that if you are treating them like a sale, so, and that's what we were taught in the beginning, like to just truly care about your people, take care of them, and then they'll remember that. And that's how they will take care of their people. So it's just, we build a strong foundation here, and it's not just a numbers game. It's more of like, how can we sustain this? How can they continue to feel good and be happy and share with others? So yeah, and so October 2023 is when Joanna and I had brunch with Angela. Ruby was like begging her to come meet us. And then we were just like baby promoters, like what, 4K or something? I don't know, but we were both ready for a change. We wanted that lifestyle for our families. We were feeling good. And we just had one focus and one goal, and that was just get people on Thread. Samples, posting, staying consistent, and finding the joy in what you think is boring in your schedule will not be for another person, because everybody's boring, right? You have your routine, you're a busy mom, you're working. So yeah, I mean, I was just sharing on steroids, samples, post, and like checking on my people and trying my best to stay organized. And the rest is history. So I hit my highest rank was 40K, hit, what was it, 2010 cab for 19 months now. And with never, like, that was never a goal either. I was just like, just go. And then everything just kind of happened naturally.
I love it. I love it. I'm having a hard time unmuting from the phone, y'all. I do the Zooms from my computer. So everything's like super easy. And on my phone, I'm like tapping, trying to get it to unmute. I'm like, this screen hates me. Okay, I love it. We have a question. If y'all have any questions, drop them in the chat. But Sue wants to know how do y'all follow up with your free customers? Like people that create free accounts. I'll answer and then y'all can each take that as well. One is, especially if they're like newer, right? Like I follow up more consistently, closer together. Like Maria followed up with me for 3 months, y'all. And it was probably started out with like every week and then maybe every other week. And I will tell you this, it was in multiple different ways. So whether it was Facebook Messenger or whether it was a text or she was interacting in my Facebook stuff. So that's one thing that I would recommend when you get free customers, you get people interested, but they're not yet ready, is to make sure that you're also interacting with them, right? Like not just, oh, they create a free account, now you're just waiting for them to order. I interact in stories or in their messenger, and not thrive, right? Like, yes, sometimes I'll pop in like, hey, I thought of you. They're running a special right now, free shipping this weekend. Or, hey, I am needing some new referrals. Do you have any recommendations for other tired, exhausted moms that I can help get started? Because then they're like, wait, what about me? And so they're like, wait, why are you asking me for other people? Don't I have an account with you? Think just different things, different ways you can do that. And then being present on your social media, being consistent, because I have people, y'all, they create accounts, they didn't order for 5 years. I know, I think it's Cheyenne posted the other day or shared the other day that her very first ever free account, which was in 2014, finally placed an order like a couple weeks ago. So don't don't give up and don't stop and don't just expect else to do it for you, right? But just following up every so often. So Abby, do you want to take that? And then Joanna, how do y'all follow up with free accounts?
I just make sure, first of all, that I have a list of everybody that has a free account that has not ordered. Make sure that they're either following me on Instagram or there's some type of connection there where they could see my posts. And then if I have extra credits, if there's a promo, I'll just simply message them. And I'm not always messaging them about Thrive. Like you keep that relationship, right, with other topics, other things, so they can, there's that like and trust factor, right? So then I'll say, hey, there's this promo that ends, so there's that kind of like an urgency. These credits will expire. I have extra and I thought about you. Do you want to take advantage? Something simple like that. And sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. And same thing with promos. I'll do that as well. Yeah, so that's honestly just like a simple text or a message to let them know that I'm thinking about them and if they'd like to take advantage.
I love that. Both of what you guys said is basically what I do too. It's about keeping that relationship, not always talking about Thrive. And I've come to, most of my customers, a lot of my customers was from social media. So I make sure that I watch their stories. I comment on their stuff, like their feeds, their stories, whatever they post, just to keep that relationship. And then if there's something that reminds me of them, I'll send them like a funny reel or a meme or whatever that I see online. And we learned that also from Angela. She's really, really good with building relationships naturally and authentically with people. And she's also taught us, like, when you post on social media, it doesn't always have to be Thrive. And she will do like a little audit on us and be like, okay, girl, you're posting a little too much Thrive. You need to back it up a little, talk about your personal life. Because ultimately, people will know you're Thrive girl, boy, whatever have you, but at the same time, they also want to know you for you. Like they want to see that you're actually living your life outside of Thrive because I feel like when we get into businesses like this, our lives just get so consumed because that's what happened with me. If you see behind me here, my my word on my vision board is harmony because at one point of thriving, like it was just thrive, and which was great. It blew up my business, right? But at the same time, it's like, okay, let me remember also who I am. Let me post about my family. Let me post about me and, just kind of keep that balance, but also getting to know your customers, reaching out, making sure they're okay. Like for the new accounts created, I would, touch and go because I don't want to, if they just created the account just as a favor, sometimes they're like, oh, we have this contest going on. Can you make an account? And then they just kind of do it, right? But at the same time, like you want to trickle in Thrive later on in your conversation like, oh, I see that, you're in nursing school now. Like, you should try Thrive. Like, I wish I had it when I was in school. Something like that. Just something that you resonate with them with. For me, it was that because I did wish I'd had Thrive when I was in nursing school because nursing school was crazy. But other than that, I would find things that I resonate with them with and then just kind of trickle in Thrive. If I see them working out, I'm like, hey, you should try to add Thrive into your regimen. And sometimes I don't have them create accounts right away, especially because, like, yeah, it's great to have like those hundreds of accounts, but if they're just duds, I'm like, what if they end up having this promo again? And then they've already created an account. Now they lost that opportunity. Like, I don't know. I just kind of it's just weird for me. I have this intuition with people. I feel them out, like what Abby said. Like you kind of feel them out. And if I feel like, okay, let's create you an account because I feel like you're gonna order in the next 72 hours, let's do it. But if not, I'm just still just gonna kind of, you know, talk about Thrive here and there, and then when they're ready, actually create an account because sometimes seeing those like numbers of like accounts in your back office that have no movement, it can, for me, it gets overwhelming. I want to see stuff that's actually moving and going. You know what I mean? So that's what at least I do. Yeah, it's great to get the free accounts when there's contests and stuff, but ultimately, I don't have them create accounts unless one, I gave them a sample, or two, they're really, really interested. But even though, like, I'm very picky. I'll say that. Like I'm not desperate of getting customers. I'm very picky of who my customers are as well because I don't want to have to like push and push and get stressed out over that. Like I want someone who's ready to go. And you just fill them out. Get to know them, you fill them out, your intuition kicks in and you're like, yeah, I think this person's ready. But then you see some too who's like, oh, I think she can do more, but she doesn't really believe yet. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. I just kind of have that, I guess, intuitive gift that I can just feel. And one of my friends actually is not on here. She's one of she actually she took home two awards at Elevate. Her name is Crystal. She's actually one of the girls that I did push, but I didn't at the same time. But it was just kind of planting seeds. And there's a way that you can post online where Angela is really, really good at this. She will post online, talk on her stories without even saying your name, but you know that she's talking about you. And, you know, she's taught us to do that with our customers. Like, oh, you have a customer who's kind of giving you like a hard time about getting on three steps because they're not consistent. Like, start talking about consistency and the importance of being consistent, taking it properly because they are watching, but sometimes they're just a little stubborn and you just got to give them that little nudge. And that's what at least I do. And everything else that you, Amber, and Abby do, just those touch and goes, follow ups, keeping relationships, super important.
I love that. And I love too what you just said about talking to someone specifically in your stories. Because that is something like not just with people that have free accounts or people that are struggling with following the steps or, whatever, right? But like, getting into, I'm talking to a moto mom, right? I'm talking to you about this, or I'm talking to the moms that have toddlers at home. I so wish I had Thrive when my kids were toddlers. Like putting that into their thought process, like, oh, she's been talking for a while, but she still wishes she had it sooner. Maybe I need it sooner. Just kind of planting the seeds, right? Planting the different seeds. I will say also, Sue, kind of on this same topic of free customers, or even just people that like you've talked to them about Thrive. Maybe they haven't created an account yet, but they're your potential thriver, right? They're your next potential thriver. Putting out there like interacting with them, finding out what's happening in their life, like what's going on in their life. Can you just talk to them about life? Are they, where were you at some point where they were at one time? There's a track. Are you sorry? Are you where they were at one point in time? Also, we don't have as many of the Lavelle stories on the fan page like we used to, because I used to share stories all the time. Hey, this story made me think of you. But right now, if you're in the My GLP VIP group, and we're not just sharing GLP stories, okay, we're sharing all different Thrive experience stories. But you can grab them out of either that group or also the boot camp group. Grab stories of people and send it to them. You don't have to send it like all the time, but if there's a story that you're like, dude, this literally sounds just like my friend Christy, like send it. Hey, oh my gosh, this girl just posted her story and I thought about you. Like, this sounds so much like you. And just send it. Like, this made me think of you. Those are some great ideas. Okay. I want to talk about, because y'all said you start people on detox. So I struggle with that because when I started this, all we had was the 3 steps, right? We had 3 steps and then we shortly Ultra was introduced the minute I started, then Balance, then Activate, then Boost, and so on and so on. And Detox didn't come around for 8 something years, right? So for me, now I usually typically help people detox if they've kind of, what do you call it? Like if they've been thriving and they're like, I don't really feel it working anymore. Well, then I'm getting them on detox. But yes, let's talk about that. Like people that if they're like, ooh, 160, that's too much. Like that's way too much for me to start thriving. I take vitamins. I'm good. Okay, you know what? What about a detox that you get to eat on? Right? Like what Joanna said, because I will tell you, I did one of those juice cleanses before. Y'all, I starved. I was starving. It didn't do anything. It didn't do anything at all. Like maybe I lost 2 pounds because I was starving. But like seriously, oh my gosh, my husband's over here eating popcorn. I think he's gonna choke while he's driving. Anyway, but I'm just like, let's talk about that. So when I introduce somebody to detox, my fave is not just the detox because I believe you need thirst with it. You've got to have electrolytes on your detox journey. Probably usually the IC. I do not drink the thirst IC on a regular basis. I drink thirst regular, but on the detox, I believe in thirst IC. So I always say thirst IC, the detox. Those are the non-negotiable. If you're buying the detox, you have to buy thirst IC with it. But like, let's talk about what do y'all do like the bundle, like how we used to have the detox bundle they did as a promo. I love Boost. I do recommend Fiber, different things. And let's talk about how you're starting people on the detox. And then how are you introducing Thrive? Are you like, hey, we're going to start the detox and I want you to order your Thrive so you can start your Thrive right after? Or we're starting on the detox and see how it goes.
We can bounce back and forth, Abby, on this.
Yeah.
So what we've done is, ultimately, if their goal is weight loss, we always say start with detox. You need a reset, right? Because we found that when you get them on 3 steps first and then you have them stop it and get on detox, they feel miserable. Like we love our energy. Even getting on detox ourselves, I kind of dread it because I'm like, damn, I need my energy. I really need it. But it depends on their budget too. If they can just afford detox, I'm like, okay, just start on detox first, $50, right? And then if they're like, no, I want all in right after detox, I want to get on my 3 steps right away, then we bundle them, detox, 3 steps. And that's just how it kind of goes and falls. But, I love how you mentioned, Amber, that when you started, detox wasn't around yet because that's actually what Ruby told us too. And she said when she started thriving, her 3 steps, she did not feel it right away. She was ready to give up on her 3 steps. So that's why she's very like adamant about get people to detox first if you can. Just get them to detox first because then they will feel the 3 steps. Because I feel like the worst thing that can happen, and I've had customers fall off, is that they went straight into 3 steps and they expected this whole like energy and whatever, day one thriver, I feel amazing. But there are a few handfuls that don't feel that and they're like, what is this? It doesn't even work. But but that's kind of where the sample helped us out, where we kind of gauge like, okay, well, if you didn't feel your 3 step samples, you need to detox first, and then let's get you back on 3 steps. So, Abby,
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Okay, so
I'm gonna jump in on that really fast and then let you go, Abby. So I like that, and I think too, as I'm thinking, if somebody's starting on the detox, like I would personally probably do your detox is going to come with a sample of Thrive, right? It's going to come with a sample of the 3 steps because once they're done detoxing, they can start that. And we've been talking about it along the way and whether their order's coming or, hey, they got to fill the 3 steps before they order. So, okay, Abby, go ahead.
okay. Oh my gosh. I should not speak on detox because I am not good at detoxing regularly, to be honest. I love my energy and I'm honest with my potential customers when someone comes and they inquire about Thrive, I'll let them know like, okay, I'll explain the detox. Like it's kind of like a reset. It's a good foundation for before starting your 3 steps. But if you do drink coffee, it might be challenging like it was for me. And I'll let them know like it's $50, but it's not required to start, is how so they at least know that there's that option to detox. If you're like me and you were ready and you just wanted to clean everything out and start, they'll say yes. But if they do start on the 3 steps and say, for example, they plateau on their goals or they, not experiencing like all the good benefits that we would expect them to, then they know that, hey, maybe I do need to detox. But yeah, right off the bat, if I have someone inquiring, then I will explain like what the detox is. And it's 10 days and I'll show them all the things that they could eat that, I know what juicing is too. That's you're literally like not eating. So I'll get them excited that, hey, if you like white rice and seafood, you'll do amazing on our detox because you could actually eat and follow a semi-strict diet. So yeah, so I will. And then I like what you mentioned about if someone is starting on detox, then I'll make sure to send them a sample to try right after.
And then they start to crave the 3 steps and they're like, I need it now.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah,
also I
and
wanted to
oh, go ahead.
No, to circle back on like the free account thing, also a good tip is reaching out to those people and asking them to do you a favor and like, hey, there's no pressure, you don't have to order, but I do have extra samples that I want to get rid of, and I'm collecting data and feedback. Are you willing to try this sample for me? Because like Angela trained us, it's like the goal is to get them to try the products. The product speaks for itself, right? So I'll ask them their goals and have them try see if they would be willing to try a sample for me.
Okay, I love that. Will you do me a huge favor? Will you type that verbiage into the chat so that
Yes.
people can copy paste? Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, and I want to go back to, I want to kind of mirror what you said, Abby, about the detox. Y'all, I hate and love the detox. Like I hate not thriving. I Thrive changed my life physically so much I would never stop thriving because I don't ever want to feel how I felt before. So when I stop thriving, I feel like I felt before, and I absolutely hate it. And so I'm 11 years older, right? So it's like even worse. And when but then like about day 6 or so of the detox, I do start to feel better and everything. And by the time I'm done, I always say day 11 is my favorite day. Day 11 of detox is my favorite day because it's when I get to start my 3 steps again. But that is, the detox is truly what helped me restart my physical health journey and lose 25 pounds, however many years ago that was that we started the 2022. But I don't detox often like a lot of people. I wait until I absolutely have to, right? Like I'm like, oh, okay, I'm totally like right now I'm like, I know I'm due for a detox. I'm so overdue for a detox. But we've been traveling and all the things. And I'm like, you know what? I'll probably start that actually. And I'm glad y'all brought up the topic of detox because I'm probably going to start that when I get home. Because I'm home for at least 10 days so I can do it. You can do it on the road. It just takes extra planning, right? All right. Anything else you ladies want to add? I think this has been such great information. And we don't have to go for a whole hour. Sometimes they're 30 minutes, sometimes they're an hour. It just kind of depends on who wants to say what. But if y'all have anything left to add to help people close out July, here we are. What is it? July 22nd. So you have a week or more left in the month. What are some quick ideas that they can, really close the month well?
Take a look at your reports, your customer retention tab, and see who has not ordered yet for this month. And if you have extra credits, or even if you want to rebate back via like Apple Pay, Venmo, or Zelle, and you're so close to hitting your cab, do that. Yeah, so like you'll see who's your loyal customers and who has not ordered yet, or ask them if they have any referrals. and if anybody wants to take advantage of a promo.
We actually also had a welcome call, or not a welcome call, Jackie's Empower Hour call today. And something that stuck out to me, because sometimes you have your customers, you're like, okay, they must be needing Thrive this month because, they use it every single month. If they're consistent, they need it, right? So one thing I struggled with was how do I like reach out to them without sounding too like pushy or making it seem like I just want to close out a sale for the month. But what Jackie said on the call this morning really stood out to me. It She said, or she reaches out to people and says, "Hey, how much product do you have left?" And then kind of go from there, right? Because you're starting the conversation, but you leave it open-ended to see where they're at. Because at the end of the day, like I've had customers tell me, I'll reach out like, "Hey, your auto ship is coming due. Make modifications as needed." And then some of them have told me like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't let my auto ship run last month, and I was out of product for a week, and I just felt miserable." So I can never go a day without Thrive. So just being on top of that too, just asking them like mid-month, like right now would be a good time, like, hey, how much product do you have left? And just like Abby said, just close it out if they need credits. What I like to do, I do save all my credits for my customers. I don't use it for myself. I used to do that before, but um, I've learned to balance that out so that, when we have promos with corporate, I can help stack because a lot of the the drawback I get is that people are saying is expensive. And I'm like, well, when you really break it down, like Abby has this really good post, she has it on a calculator, and it breaks down how much Thrive is every single day. So 160 divided by 30 days comes out to like $5 a day, right? Which is less than a cup of coffee. And sometimes people need to see that breakdown because all they're seeing is like the $160, $180, or $200, but they're not really seeing the breakdown of it and how much they're actually spending on other things every single day, right? So I help them out by sharing my credits, whatever promos we have going on. I create my own promos. Shoot, there's even people where I'm like, if they're not thriving for free yet and they're really, I can't get anyone. I'm like, fine, here's another 25. Just keep your auto ship on. Here's $25 credits. I'll share it with you because at the end of the day, I'll make it back and it's fine. And like what Abby said, the rebates too, if you don't have credits to share, what we did in our old network marketing company, to get into an auto ship, you had to pay $20 to enroll in auto ship. And we'd tell people like, oh, if you get, the auto ship, $20 or $20, just add it onto your cart. We'll rebate you back. And we'd literally send them $20 bills back in the mail. This was back in 2016. And that's just kind of how we've ran our business, just kind of giving back to our customers, taking care of them. And that carried on to this business as well. But Lavelle makes it so much easier because we have these credits to share. And, but again, if you don't have credits, you can buy them in the back office or you can give them money back in rebate. It's up to you. This is your business. At the end of the day, it's going to be a tax write-off.
Yeah. Well, and two, like with the hitting tab 5, you're getting $250 in credits to share, right? And then also, and I talk a lot about this, is if you do the math and do the breakdown, if you're hitting tab 10, you're getting $500 cash, right? Plus you're getting the 215 credits. So if you have a few customers that aren't quite 150, and you break that down, even if you're adding $50 in credits, because basically you're getting $50 per customer for 10 customers, right? Plus you're getting the 250. That doesn't even count that. To throw in $50 to make sure that you're getting $500, you're still profiting. Like do the math, do the profit loss math. You're still profiting. And on top of that, you're helping a customer continue to feel better. So kind of like doing, obviously not saying do and do your own individual profit on your personal business, right? That's a big thing, is knowing what you're bringing in and what you're spending out. Another thing, and then I'll wrap. Forget to follow up with those that have one referral, right? Like, hey, oh my gosh, girl, you just need one more. You know, who do you know? Talking about how they feel, right? And then who do you know that deserves to feel like you? You know, who do you know that says they're tired and now you're not tired? Who do you know that struggles with sleeping at night and now you're sleeping all night? You know, like let's really break this down and figure out who I can help you help, you know, because that's the thing. They're like, I don't know, I'm not a seller, whatever. So, okay, who do you know that I can help? And I will help make sure that one, they're thriving properly, and two, you're getting the credit. So that's it for July, or for this Zoom to close out July. Y'all continue to share, reach out, even if you think like, oh, I'm nowhere close to my goals. There is still a possibility, right? There's still a time to close out the month. And even if you don't hit your original goals, if you stop right now, you're not going to hit anything. But if you push through the end of the month, you're going to be further along than you were yesterday. So let's keep going. Let's keep sharing. I'm so excited and proud of you. Thank you, ladies, for being on. And thank you to everybody that hopped on. Thanks for spending your time with us.
Bye. Thank you.